in Newark, New York. And I'm telling you, Newark, New York is the cool Newark. It's just true. 585 346 3000. If you want to chat, say hi. I'm here. Thanks for giving me a chunk of your afternoon. There's a lot of stuff going on, and there usually is. But there's something that I want to bring up here more specifically to New York State, but across the country. In fact, in a way, across the world. And that is us halting or banning or pausing vaccines. Now, I know vaccines is a very sensitive topic, perhaps is the right answer. I get it, 100%. My issue is I'm not anti-vax, never have been. As you know, I'm anti-mandate, which makes me by default anti-passport. You know what I'm talking about. Of course, I'm against that stuff. But I think what this does, for those who don't know, across New York State, they are now pausing the J&J vaccine. And that will probably happen across the country. It's my assumption. In addition, in Europe, they've already either banned or paused the AstraZeneca vaccine. They might say, well, I guess it's a good thing, Larry, that they're banning it because this thing, maybe it's bad, or they're pausing it because they found out some bad stuff. Maybe. And the issue you have in both cases is a blood clot issue. Those are the issues that have happened in both cases. For some reason, it's more women than men. Don't know if that's coincidence or if that's something specific to females. Don't know. And if not mistaken, it's more people under 50. So again, don't know if that's coincidence or if there's something, behind that. But the issue is they're pausing it after it's already out. Is it a good thing? Yeah, maybe. Maybe it is. And maybe not. Maybe it's something like 7 out of 6 million or something like that. So it's like 1 in a million. The issue is, why didn't we know that? And what happens if they walk down a passport or mandatory road and there aren't 3 or 4 vaccines available? This is the thing that bothers me. If you remember when I was speaking 3 years ago about vaccines, the number one thing I talked about was vaccine choice. I know it sounds cheesy. I know it does. But it's real. This is the reason why I wanted vaccine choice for this right now. I wanted us to have 2 or 3 or 4 different types of vaccines. And we have the new, is it the mRNA? Am I saying that right? That's a new type of vaccine. And then the old, more traditional types also. Well, now people who are worried about things inside vaccines can look and pick the ones that they feel safest with. If they want a vaccine, they can look and say, what do I feel safe? Which one makes me feel safer? I'll take that one. Or no. Or maybe even have vaccines that show the ingredients. And some people decide, well, I don't want that ingredient or I don't want that ingredient. And maybe someone can produce a vaccine without those ingredients. Again, making someone feel safer or more comfortable to take a vaccine. We're lucky that there are, 4 different types? Is it? Hold on. Pfizer, Moderna, J&J, and AstraZeneca. I think that's right. There may be more, but I think those are the 4 they have. Good for us. We got 4 choices. And I think 2 are traditional and 2 are the mRNA. If you're going to make any attempt at mandating or passporting, and I hope we don't, I think it's a terrible idea, but if we start doing it, how can we morally, ethically, even walk down this road without choice? Without at least giving people the options. Now, when this happens, you might say 1 in a million, Larry. I don't care. That's great odds. Okay, good on you. Get that vaccine. If 1 in a million is good for you, who am I to decide that those odds are good or bad for you? It's up to you. And you might go, 1 in a million. That's not good. I don't want this vaccine. Okay, again. Both okay. But how can we go down a road of mandates? How can we go down the road of passports and stopping people from living their life when you watch choice walk away? Now, we have a decent choice when it comes to COVID. But what happens when it becomes the flu or rubellum, whatever it becomes next, right? What happens when it's something else? And there's only one option or two. I like a bunch of options, and for people to choose what they feel is best and safest. Now, the other issue is this came out. Um, how long is it? 6 months since it's been out? 4 months? I don't remember how long it is. Whatever it is. And these are the traditional ones, not the new ones, right? The new, I think I'm saying it right. mRNA. I should probably just Google it, but I'm sitting here chatting with you, so I'm not Googling. So I think it's the mRNA ones. Those so far have the least side effects. The newer ones. Now that seems odd to me because if the traditional ones have the side effects, what have we been having for the last decades? The traditional ones? Did we miss something? Yeah. And with this happening, the media, of course, is going to hype it and tell you still get one. So they're going to both say, look, these 7 women, and oh my God, the world's ending. Now, I don't know how bad it is for these women, to be forward with you. This may be a simple issue that they get taken care of in 10 minutes, and it may be something that lasts their lives. I actually don't know. But my point is, the media is going to scream, the world's ending. Look at this. Oh my God. And at the same time, go get more vaccines. What's that going to do? Create more fear, more confusion. Do we need more? I'm going to go with no. We don't need more confusion. We don't need more panic, more fear. We have tons of that already. Lots of it. Don't need any more at all. But here we go. Now, I was actually considering getting the J&J. I was. I personally feels I feel safer with the more traditional vaccine. But the problem, of course, is that's the one they're pulling off the market. So how am I going to make that happen? Right? I haven't gotten mine yet. I'm not in a rush to get mine. I'm not at heavy risk, and neither are my kids. But my mother-in-law, who is at risk, she's in her 80s. She has pre-existing conditions. She got a vaccine, and that's the issue, right? If you're in a spot where COVID might kill you, I get it. I probably would too, but I'm not in a rush. But I was gonna get the J&J one. If I get it, I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll get that one. It's traditional. I feel safer. I'll try that one. And now that one's gone. So now do I get stuck and I don't get a passport now? I don't get one because it's mRNA or nothing? There is the problem. It's mRNA or nothing, which means no passport, no Yankee games, no Giant games, no whatever. I don't get to have my freedoms if we don't have choices. I can't tell you how many times I've been preaching more choice, more options, more choice, more options, and how many times people laugh at me. Well, here we go. When you lose one or two and you only got 3, that's a problem. when you got 6 or 8 or 10 and you lose 3. Now you got a shot. You might find something that you feel comfortable with, and you might not. And to be forward, if you don't want the vaccine, no worries. But a lot of people do. And if you want that, you should have an option. The state mandate, what it says, is not always the right one. Am I right? Am I wrong? Tell me. 585-346-3000. Larry Sharp, a free solution. Back after the break.
Your business relies on computers and technology to operate. Slow, unreliable networks and servers can cause unplanned downtime and affect your bottom line. The experts at Simple Tech Innovations are here to help. Their preventative maintenance program ensures that your computers and network are kept up to date and monitored for any issues, keeping your business running smoothly. They also help clients achieve HIPAA, PCI, and New York State cybersecurity compliance to keep your network safe and secure. Whenever your business IT needs are, Simple Tech Innovations should be your first call. They've won the best in Rochester 8 years in a row and have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. Call them today for a free consultation at 585-200-3182. That's 585-200-3182. Simple Tech Innovations.
When you've been seriously injured in a car crash, you need a lawyer who knows how to beat the big insurance companies. Call me and I'll take them on so you can focus on your health and family.
Car crash, call Salino. Salino, call Salino. 888-2020.
Main Street, Rochester. A message from the National Police Association. It used to be that any able-bodied person would offer to assist a police officer in danger. Now, passers-by are more likely to take a video. There's a better use for your phone when an officer's in trouble. Call 911. Tell the operator where you are and what you see. Then, start your video to provide evidence later. To learn more about how you can assist law enforcement, visit nationalpolice.org. That's nationalpolice.org.
Why do businesses choose to move their website from Wix and Squarespace to Simple Tech Innovations? Maybe it's their excellent customer service or attention to detail. Maybe it's their ability to give a truly customized solution. Or perhaps they just like the fact that Simple Tech is a local small business that builds great relationships with its clients. Whatever the reason may be, you can rest assured knowing that the local team at Simple Tech has your best interest in mind when building or updating your website. They're hands-on and love helping customers achieve their goals. But don't take my word for it. They've won the best in Rochester 8 years in a row and have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. If your website doesn't match your dreams or isn't achieving your goals, give the professionals at Simple Tech Innovations a call today for a consultation at 585-200-3182. That's 585-200-3182. Simple Tech Innovations.
A free solution.
Hey, thanks for staying with me through that break. I appreciate it. Larry Sharp, host of the Sharp Way Show. Feel free to follow me on the Sharp Way. You know what? Follow me on YouTube. I could use some more followers on the Sharp Way YouTube page. So head over there and follow me on that. But not just that. Did you know you can follow a free solution, this show on Facebook and YouTube? It's every day. It is. You got the super cool. Well, no, super cool. Yeah, super cool. Kevin Wilson, he's on. And the super duper cool. How about that? Andrew House even comes on too. Come on. It's awesome. You should watch it. You should listen to it all the time. Back here, WYSL, Rochester, New York. WENY, Elmira and Corning, the Patriot, and WACK in Newark, New York. Before the break, I was talking about the lack of choice makes, in my view, the mandate and passport even worse. They're already bad. But now when you remove choice, you make it even worse. Because now you don't even have an option if you want to fall in line, right? You don't even have an option when you fall in line. So I'm getting a couple people commenting here, and they're agreeing. AJ says, as a Democrat, I'm not anti-vax either. I just hate the mandate. Yeah, absolutely. I think if you want to get it, you should get it. And we should go out of our way to give it to people who want it. And to be forward, most people do want it. Awesome. Jump on board. Joe says, glad I got mine in before this postponement. Yeah, maybe I should have rushed, Joe. But I'm not that concerned. And I know it sounds silly, maybe for some of you. But realize I live in New York City. It was the center. Literally, if you remember the Elmhurst Hospital that was so trashed, it shows about it and such. That's walking distance from my house. So yeah, I was in the epicenter, and I was on the subway almost every day right before the lockdowns. Maybe I'm being silly, but I feel like I already had it, and I thought I did. So I'm not as concerned. And I'm also not in the high risk category. So I'm not rushing. But now I'm kind of wishing maybe I did. So Nate says 5 choices. The 5th choice is no vax. Yes, absolutely. But that's always an option. Sorry, in my view, that's always an option. I was talking about the idea that most people want it. And if you're gonna set up a system that is going to restrict people, which is what the passport system will do, it will restrict people. If you're going to set up a system that will restrict people, you want to make it as open as possible. I mean, I'd rather you not set the system up, but I get where we're going, right? His Majesty King Andrew Cuomo II, oh hail the king, is always going to rely on force or control first. That is his normal way of doing things. So I accept that as real. So let's make it at least as open as we can make it, at minimum. So yes, thanks, Nate. James says, is there a vaccine that repels communists? Asking for a comrade, LOL. I think there probably is one, but only certain people get it. I mean, I know in communism, everybody's equal, but some people are more equal than others. Some of you will get that reference. So yes. Andrew says, if someone gets a cold, people will say it's COVID. I think that's true also. You do have, again, more fear being spread, more confusion being spread. But the sad part is it does get people to watch TV. And if you've noticed, if any of you are paying attention, there's been a ratings issue on many of the cable TV networks. People aren't watching as much, but they were. So when something big happens, they want to show it so people go back to watching again. Everyone's watching the George Floyd trials on CNN. People were watching the Trump impeachment on CNN, right? That was a big deal. They were watching it constantly. Well, that's going away. Got to find something. This is as good as anything else, right? So Jamie says same, and no passport for this free-ranging human. I like free-range humans. I'm with you, Jamie. I like it. The only issue is that, as you always hear me say, it's not my decision whether you're free range or not. If you want to be cage away. Just don't cage others. Sean says, people need to be more proactive with their health rather than relying on pharmaceuticals. Exercise, nutrition, and stress reduction lead to better long-term results instead of just waiting on a drug. It's a valid point, Sean. It is. But people don't do that. And because someone I love has decided to not do that, do I want them to pay the ultimate price? Of course not. While your point is valid, there's also, at the same time, a cultural issue, a human issue that makes it a whole lot harder than it would seem. Is it common sense? It is. Of course. I don't think there's anyone listening right now who's going, yeah, exercise, terrible idea. Nutrition, for chumps. Stress? I don't think anyone's saying that. I think everyone's like, yeah, Sean's right. I should exercise better, more, should worry about my nutrition, keep my stress levels down. It's just hard to do with life. It's difficult. And while I, in theory, can control myself, not always in practice, I can't control you. And Sean, what if you're part of my friends and family and I love you and I care about you and you're not doing it? I'm going to yell at you. That doesn't work. And now I got to lose you because you didn't do it. And if you die, your journey's over. I have to live with you being dead. I'm the one who pays the price for you being gone. So I agree. We have cultural issues that we have to work on also. You hear me often talk about cultural issues. This is one of them. Because even Bill Maher talked about this. And Bill Maher is moving more towards libertarian recently. Even he's getting tired of the cancel culture. And yeah, he's getting tired of that too. He's like, wait a minute. Maybe I should move towards these libertarians again. Even he's seeing it. So he mentions it too. One of the biggest reasons, I shouldn't say reasons, that's not right. One of the biggest conditions that people have who have a negative reaction to COVID or even die is they're in poor health. That's one of the biggest issues. You're right. Either through some pre-existing condition or being severely overweight or being heavily stressed or having poor conditions, nutrition, all those things. So it's valid. And hopefully more people will get that, Sean. I agree. I hope more people will get it. Now I got to go work out again. See what you did, Sean? That's your fault. I'm just teasing you. Yes. So, all right. Let me see if I can keep going here. AJ says, what happened to the people screaming about my body, my choice with the COVID vaccine? Nowhere. There, yes. If you're yelling my body, my choice, it's here too, right? It's not only for the issues that you care about. You're going to be consistent or you're not. Absolutely. He says, nowhere, as I seem to recall, it's my body, my choice if I want the COVID vaccine, not the government's decision. I agree. Not anybody's decision except yours. Yes. Jay says, the way I ranked then was J&J, Pfizer, and then Moderna. I'm with you. That's how I ranked them too. That's why I was going J&J. I agree completely. Garrett says, many people oppose the vaccine passports are conservatives who support heavy-handed immigration control. A bunch of folks may get to experience the feeling of being an illegal immigrant. Ooh, look at that. Different way of looking at it. So you're saying that now with the vaccine passports, the person who doesn't have a passport is going to be the equivalent of an undocumented worker. Garrett, nicely done. That is really a different way of looking at it. We're literally going to create a bunch of undocumented workers, which is this illegal immigrant. Same concept. Will they not? Well, they'll pay taxes though. So I guess it's not 100% the same, but it's still a really good analogy. Are we going to create with the passports overnight, I don't know, 1 million, whatever the number is, 1 million undocumented workers? Wow. Think on that one, guys. 585-346-3000. A free solution. Larry Sharp. Back after the break.
The new Dan Bongino Show, coming May 24th. AM 1040 Avon, Rochester, FM 92.1 Rochester, and FM 95.5 Spencerport.
Here's the latest forecast from the News 10 NBC Weather Center for today. We'll have plenty of clouds out there, maybe a couple peaks of sunshine, not as wet. We'll have a scattered shower or two, but a lot of dry time today. Temps generally in the 50s. For tonight, turning partly cloudy, a patch of fog down into the 40s. Nice day on Wednesday with some sunshine in the 50s to near 60 degrees. I'm Rich Cadelia, WYSL.
Your business relies on computers and technology to operate. Slow, unreliable networks and servers can cause unplanned downtime and affect your bottom line. The experts at Simple Tech Innovations are here to help. Their preventative maintenance program ensures that your computers and network are kept up to date and monitored for any issues, keeping your business running smoothly. They also help clients achieve HIPAA, PCI, and New York State cybersecurity compliance to keep your network safe and secure. Whatever your business IT needs are, Simple Tech Innovations should be your first call. They've won the Best in Rochester 8 years in a row and have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. Call them today for a free consultation at 585-200-3182. That's 585-200-3182. Simple Tech Innovations.
Whether your new address is down the street or across the country, moving can be complicated. Make things simple with Clark Moving and Storage. Based in Rochester, New York, you can trust our expert team of professionals to pack, ship, or store your belongings safely and affordably. As a proud member of the Better Business Bureau, Clark Moving and Storage has helped thousands of customers make a seamless transition to their new home or business. Here, we believe no one customer is the same. That's why it's important to us to customize our relocation packages to meet your specific needs. Are you looking for more than a household mover? We also specialize in office relocation, transportation of high-value equipment, and logistics management. And take advantage of our Go Minis, portable storage containers. They're convenient and secure.
Locally owned and operated, we've served Western New York since 1985. For all life's big moves, choose Clark Moving and Storage.
Call 585-594-5000. Visit clarkmoving.com.
The Livingston County Reproductive Health Center offers free or low-cost confidential health care for adults and teens, providing in-person services with COVID-19 precautions, or using televisits via video chat or online. The Livingston County Reproductive Health Center can help you prevent or plan a pregnancy, provide STD testing, and more. Day and evening appointments available. Call 585-243-7540 today. That's 585-243-7540.
Car Crash Consolino.
During this confusing time, you're left with a lot of questions. I'm here with the answers you need. If you've been seriously injured in a car crash, the only name you need to know is Salino.
Car Crash Consolino. Salino. Consolino. 888-2020.
Main Street, Rochester.
Hi, Tom Hamilton here, president of Hamilton Wealth Management located in Pittsford, New York. If you have more than $250,000 in savings and investments, and you've been wondering if your investments are really being handled properly, well, then it's time to at least get a second opinion.
To meet with Mr. Hamilton, call 585-381-9870 or go to hamiltonwealthmanagement.com. Advisory services offered through Wealth Plan Partners. Securities offered through Securities America, Inc., member FINRA SIPC. Hamilton Wealth Management and Securities America companies are separate entities.
WYSL and the Roberts Wesleyan Athletic Department proudly feature the Red Hawk Report, Tuesday and Thursday mornings at 8:45 and Wednesday afternoons at 4:45. Each week, the Roberts Wesleyan Athletic Department will keep you up to date on vital issues in the Rochester area's only Division II sports program. The Red Hawk Report is made possible by Golisano Children's Hospital and Heritage Christian Services. The Red Hawk Report, exclusively on your local college sports leader, WYSL 92.1 FM and 1040 AM.
My name is Stephanie Ingalls, and I'm a team member at Tom Wall's Brighton. I take the extra time to make real old-fashioned milkshakes with ice cream and milk produced by upstate New York farmers. Will you take the time to stop in at Tom Wall's and enjoy real milkshake? Moo!
Dispatch Custom Milling in East
Last
Rochester
spot.
carries metal or steel cutting blades, Lennox
You're
Sterling,
welcome.
and MK Morse bandsaw blades from 1/4 inch wide to 2 inches wide, with many in stock. Sharpening service available. Visit dispatchcustommilling.com.
A free solution.
Hey guys, it is Larry Sharp back here on A Free Solution, WYSL Rochester, New York, WENY, ENI, Elmira, according to the Patriot, WACK in Newark, New York. 585-346-3000. Before the break, we were talking heavily about the fairness and the future of vaccine choice and passports and all those things. And they're important. There's a second piece, though, that Garrett brought up, which I just love he brought up. If we create the vaccine passports, are we in effect creating a bunch of undocumented workers who are now Americans, right? Not Guatemalans, Mexicans, not that. Now all of a sudden we have American undocumented workers. We're making Americans illegal aliens, the equivalent of. They will pay taxes, though. But do they get the extra tax because they don't have the vaccine? Do they do that? I mean, it's very funny that you bring this up. I love that you brought that up. I want to go down another road for a second, if I could. I know this is a good topic, and I do want to stay on it because as more people are responding. But I want to add something that's off topic, but I think is important. Books. Why does that matter? Because in this case, there was something that happened that bothered me. And that is His Majesty King Andrew Cuomo II, oh hail the king, his book that I know everyone listening bought it. I'm kidding. But the point is, there's a story now that says that he had his staff write the book. Am I against his staff writing the book? No, not in any way. I'm not. I'm writing a book, getting one put out here soon. I hope next month, latest should be June 1st. And I have people helping me write it, of course. But there are two different issues. The first one is, if I understand the story correctly, and maybe I'm wrong, he didn't give them a choice. He said, you work for me, write my book. Okay. Am I against that? Yes, but no. I mean, you could hire people to write your book. I don't have a problem with that. Lots of people will write books if you hire them for that. Hey, write a book for me. Here's money or whatever. But these people first didn't join to write his book, right? Isn't that kind of harassment in a way? Not sexual, but you're saying, I hired you to drive a truck and now I want you to clean the pool. Nothing wrong with cleaning a pool, but you didn't sign on for cleaning a pool. You signed on for driving a truck. So you probably should do what you signed on for. And if you don't want to clean the pool, you should be able to drive a truck. I mean, if you like cleaning pools more than driving a truck, that's fine. Whatever floats your boat. I would rather drive a truck. I used to be a truck driver. That's why I said that. That was one of my previous jobs. I've never been a pool cleaner, but I like driving a truck. Anyway. But the next thing is, this is taxpayer dollars. Yeah. The people who work for him, we're paying for. So we paid for him to write his book. Now you might say, well, Larry, it's fine. He's trying to help the world because he's super cool and he's showing you how to be a good leader and stuff. I mean, none of that's true, but maybe he thought that. No, this was for-profit. I can't speak today. This is a for-profit book. So he put the money in his pocket. Wow. Bad, and bad. If you're saying all the profits go back to the state or something, I mean, at least that makes it better. But no, even with the charity be better, still bad, less bad, not better, less bad. It's nothing but bad. And the sad part is, will it even matter? Does anybody care anymore? At one point, so much comes out that we don't hear anymore. And that happened with Trump too. They were so busy trying to get rid of Trump, they threw so much at him, it didn't even land anymore. It was like, whatever. Another bad story. I know he's evil, fine, whatever. I think it's happening now with Cuomo. Another bad guy, whatever, fine, whatever. And I think the people who support Cuomo don't want to hear it. Doesn't matter. Whatever. He's a bad. We knew he's a bad guy, but at least he's not a Republican, and therefore it's fine. That's all that matters. I do think that's an issue, and that becomes an ethical issue that I think anyone can understand. Look, I'm not against the guy writing a book, and if people like his stuff, great, they can buy his book because they love him. Whatever. But why the hell am I paying for it? I didn't want to buy his book. And I know many people don't want to buy his book, but we paid for it. Now I feel like I should go to the store and take one. I paid for this. I'm taking one. That's it. And then maybe I don't know, cook marshmallows with it or something. Just saying. I don't know. Should I start? I don't want to even start the burning book thing. Oh my God. You see where we are now? I start this and be burning books. And let me stop that. Forget that. I'll take it and I'll pull the pages out and make my table even with the pages. That's what I'll do. I'll get some value out of it that way. I'm sorry. But I wanted to bring it up because that part bothered me, right? That part really bothered me because we paid for it. And that's why I want to talk about that. So let me grab a couple of comments on this real fast, and then we'll head back. I know I sidetracked, but I want to grab this. AJ says, Cuomo's book is the new toilet paper. Hey, we get some use out of it, man. I'm with you. There we go. Yes. Ed says, I would pirate Cuomo's book. Well, there's a part of me that, I don't want to, I never want to trash somebody for trying to make a buck, right? I want everybody to get out there and hustle the way they want to hustle, make their own dollars, they want to make their own dollars. Absolutely. Do that. But why am I paying for it? Why are the people that we're paying taxes to helping him personally grow like that? Pay a guy or gal. There's tons of people out there you can pay and they'll write the book for you, man. There's tons of them. They're everywhere. Pay them. They'll write the book. They're happy to do it. It's their job. They're hustling, making some money. Many of them won't even ask for credit. Some will. So you pay them less and give them credit on the book and move on. These guys, they just got ordered. It shows you again how bad he is, even to the people around him. Like, even to the people around him. If I'm going to be like, hey, Andrew, do me a favor. I'm writing a book. Help me write this book. Either I'm going to pay him or give him credit or some combination of that to where Andrew's like, yeah, I'm in. Let's do this. And then be like, Andrew, you got to do this for me. And I'm taking all the credit. Shut up and do it because I'm paying you through the state, not even my own money. I mean, that's what happened. Now, Andrew might write it anyway. But isn't it way better if we have a voluntary agreement and he either gets credit or money or some combination that makes him happy? That's how the world works. This is a great example of cronyism versus capitalism. It's a great example right there. Do as I say because I'm in charge. Or do as I say because you agreed to the deal we came up with. I like that. Do as I say because you agree with the deal. It seems so crazy. Absolutely. So David says, if it's your book, you can burn it. Yeah. If it's your book, you can do whatever you want. Just don't destroy somebody else's property. Agreed. But my point is, David, if the New York State taxpayer paid for it, is it our book? Clearly not, right? The law is not going to be on our side. I'm talking theoretically. And that's the point, right? That's the problem. I don't like the way that comes across at all. That's the problem. So anyway, I've yapped away. Let me go back. People want to talk about, without question, the vaccine. It's the cool thing of the day. Matt says, type 2 diabetic, and I had COVID months ago. Was not that difficult for me, but it doesn't change my mind with the vaccines. I'll sit this one out for a while. Well, Matt, I get it. People who've had it particularly, I get why you would wait, right? And I think I had it too. last year in February, I had a bunch of symptoms and I thought it was just a harsh flu. And I rarely get the flu shot, sometimes here or there, but I usually don't. I usually just sit through the flu if it hits me. And about 2 or 3 years ago, I got hammered bad by the flu. I almost couldn't get out of bed for like 2 days. It just hit me for 2 days. But then it was okay. This one, I had horrible fatigue. I was having 8 or 9 cups of coffee a day just trying to stay up and keep doing my job. It's about 3 or 4 days. I had all of the pains he talked about. I thought, okay, I got it. And then it's over. We'll see. Anyway, Matt, I appreciate your choice. Guys, I'm here in a free solution. 585-346-3000. Back after the break.
Why do businesses choose to move their website from Wix and Squarespace to SimpleTech Innovations? Maybe it's their excellent customer service or attention to detail. Maybe it's their ability to give a truly customized solution. Or perhaps they just like the fact that SimpleTech is a local small business that builds great relationships with its clients. Whatever the reason may be, you can rest assured knowing that the local team at SimpleTech has your best interest in mind when building or updating your website. They're hands-on and love helping customers achieve their goals. But don't take my word for it. They've won the best in Rochester 8 years in a row and have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. If your website doesn't match your dreams or isn't achieving your goals, give the professionals at SimpleTech Innovations a call today for a consultation at 585-200-3182.
Okay, we have a caller, James from Rochester.
3182.
You're welcome.
SimpleTech Innovations.
Hi, my name is Ryan Bourne.
And I'm Danica Bourne.
And we're the owners of South Coast Tax. We would like to thank our Lord for protecting us from evil. Psalm 91 states, He is my refuge and my fortress, for He will rescue us from every trap and protect us from deadly disease.
South Coast Tax are Christian-based tax accountants and attorneys who specialize in releasing bank levies, wage garnishments, and filing complex tax returns. We are the leaders in acceptance of offers and compromise with awesome results.
We are also a small firm who will treat you like family and not just a number.
Call us today at 1-800-TAX-1176 for a free consultation, and we'll take the time to explain all of the programs that you qualify for in order to allow you a fresh start.
In John 8:36, so if the Son sets you free, you will be free indeed. And one way we can achieve that is by being debt-free. So let us help you today. Call us at 1-800-TAX-1176, and together we can help achieve this goal by putting the IRS tax debt behind you for good. Again, that number is 1-800-TAX-1176.
Your business relies on computers and technology to operate. Slow, unreliable networks and servers can cause unplanned downtime and affect your bottom line. The experts at SimpleTech Innovations are here to help. Their preventative maintenance program ensures that your computers and network are kept up to date and monitored for any issues, keeping your business running smoothly. They also help clients achieve HIPAA, PCI, and New York State cybersecurity compliance to keep your network safe and secure. Whatever your business IT needs are, SimpleTech Innovations should be your first call. They've won the best in Rochester 8 years in a row and have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. Call them today for a free consultation at 585-200-3182. That's 585-200-3182. SimpleTech Innovations.
A free solution.
Hey, everybody. Larry Sharp here on A Free Solution. Follow us on Facebook or YouTube. All good. WYSL Rochester, New York. WENY Elmira, Corning, the Patriot. WACK in Newark, New York. Thanks for giving me a chunk of your afternoon. Before the break, we were talking about the book that His Majesty King Andrew Cuomo II, oh, Hail the King, wrote and how we paid for it. And also back to the vaccine passport idea of, what is that going to be doing to our culture? I'm going to grab a call if I can. This is James from Rochester. How are you, sir?
Larry, how are you doing? Okay.
I'm doing great. Talk to me.
I had a question. I had a comment. I'm a musician here in Rochester, and as you know, as most people know, the music business has been canceled. All my jobs for 2020 were canceled. Broadway is over. There are no tours, no cruise ships. So I got wind of a job in Hilton Head Island. I guess that's in, they're doing 2 shows there this summer live and everything. But a requirement for doing the job, you have to get a vaccine.
Yeah.
And I know they're not doing cards yet, but they could say, well, we're not going to make you get an ID card, but if you want a job, you're going to have to get the vaccine. I'm just wondering if that's legal, and I'm wondering what the because they can say, well, you can't come into Weckman's unless you have a vaccine. You can't go to a restaurant. So basically, you can do what you want and everything. You have the freedom, but you can't buy food. You can't get a job. That's the other side of the coin. So I just wondered if you had any thoughts about that.
It is an issue, and I think there are going to be lawsuits that will happen end of this year, middle of this year, end of this year, into next year, because there's an argument on 2 sides. One side is, well, you can't discriminate. That's number one. But the other side is you have to provide a safe environment for all your workers and your customers. So it's 2 sides here. Which side wins, right? That's the issue. Right now, fear is in control. And when fear is in control, that means the passports and the cards win. But when fear is not in control, we can think this through. What makes the most sense for everybody? And the other problem is going to happen is there are going to be people who have exceptions, right? That not everyone can take a vaccine. Some people, it's a problem. They take it and it literally might kill them. So do those people now all of a sudden, they can't have jobs? They can't go do things? Are they limited in what they can do? I think your point is a very valid one, and your question is a scary one. And sadly, common sense is not going to decide this. 2 things will decide this: fear and a judge. Those 2 things will decide this, because people like you aren't the only one. I've heard this story more than once. They want this, they want that. I don't know if I have it. Do I want to get it? So the way the mandate, I think, is going to work, there won't be an actual mandate. That's what I believe. New York State's not going to actually say, you must get it. They're going to do exactly what you're talking about. Oh, you want to buy food? Well, you got to get a vaccine. You don't have to, though. You can just not buy food. I mean, that's another option. You can just not work.
Yes.
You can just do that. I think it's a valid question. So what have you decided in your specific situation?
Well, if they offer me the job, I've just applied for it, and I will have to make a decision. I really don't want to do it. I know Elon Musk is refusing to take the vaccine, but he has a lot more money than I do. And, but he's refusing to take the vaccine, and his family is not going to take it. Now, my question is, okay, if this was a tested substance, but I'm letting somebody, a CVS worker, inject me with a vaccine they came up with in less than a year into my body. There's been no long-term testing. We don't know what the final results are going to be. So we're basically taking the news media and the government's word for it that this is safe. And I haven't trusted the government since Kent State. I don't know if you're old enough to remember Kent State, or I took a Gerald Ford flu shot maybe 40 years ago, and actually I got the flu from that.
So I think, again, what you're saying makes sense. That they're putting you in a tough spot, to where your own brain is saying, do I want to do this? But you're also saying, I got to survive in this environment. And if that means for me to be the musician that I want to be, or do what I love or what I'm good at, I hope both, right? So I'm going to have to acquiesce. I'm going to have to bend the knee to His Majesty so that I can survive. And I think it's a real issue. And what you're saying is logical. And if you understood what I was saying, That's not going to be what decides this. Fear and a judge will decide this. And the odds are fear is going to be stronger than a judge, because does a judge want to be responsible when someone gets COVID and dies and they go, see, judge, it's your fault. See, James went to this place and somebody who looked at him died of a cold. Clearly, that's all James's fault because he didn't get the vaccine. And clearly, that's your fault, judge, because you didn't force James to get the vaccine. So now you're responsible. I think that's a valid fear, that we might have judges that think that way, which means this might go to Supreme Court. It literally could go to Supreme Court. I think because it's going to come up. You're not the only one.
But what it comes down to, what I also think, it's perfect social engineering, because you really can't argue with the mandate. You really can't argue it because, well, if you're wrong, you're going to get people sick and they're going to die. So you have to it's like perfect way to get control of the people. And
absolutely.
I object
James,
to that. I
right.
really object to that. I object to the way they've engineered it. But there's really you really can't argue, because you go, oh, well, do you want to get people sick?
Yes.
You have to do
You're a
this.
bad guy now, James. See how evil you are? You want old people to die.
You want to hurt crippled children.
Absolutely.
But it's an untested vaccine. The way I look at it, they came up with it fairly quickly. Why don't they work on the cure for cancer and diabetes while they're at it? It's like my gosh,
I like that one. James, I appreciate the call, my friend. Good luck. I hope you're able to find a good answer that, keeps your ethics and keeps you getting paid. I hope you get both.
Very good.
Have a good one. Thanks. So I think what James is saying is real. A lot of us are going to be in that spot. I mean, Garrett, I keep saying what Garrett said. Nicely done. Garrett's like saying we're going to become undocumented workers in our own state. How do we handle that? Right? How do we work on that? It's going to be tough. And I think it's going to go to courts, and I think they're going to decide. Kissoff says, libertarians have so many commercial breaks. It's a radio show. It's not my podcast. My podcast, I only have like one. That's a podcast. And people pay for the podcast through Patreon. This is paid through commercials. Come on. It's called capitalism. Don't be mad. It's awesome. Yes. All right. Look, Ed says the reason that all businesses and workers need to understand they have to stop having excuses since they need to stop being afraid of the virus. Now, should we go with that one, Ed? Any case, this is free, a free solution. So kiss off, don't be mad. Guys, thank you so much for this afternoon. I will see you all in a couple days.